Honestly, thank goodness it's over. Like, that's really it. Just thank goodness this game is over. Horrible day. Horrible sports day for me, at the very least. I'm sure a lot of Met fans, Nick fans alike could agree on that one. But what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another post game here on Met Central's. The New York Mets fall to the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-5 in a 13 inning game, on top of the fact that there was a rain delay. So this game couldn't have took any longer, I guess, at least in terms of the time slot of it and everything, or the time of it ending. It's wrapping me up for some of the West Coast games coming up. But at the same time, oh my goodness, it was such a pain in the ass to sit through and watch this, especially because, I'm sitting there stressing out because I'm watching the Knicks at the same time, like I mentioned. And you have the Knicks game, which it was in halftime, and then this game started again right after halftime ended. So it was annoying trying to follow through with both of this. But all I know is that this offense once again just piss poor, because heaven forbid they get the big hit, right? And then when they do get the big hits in the ninth inning, heaven forbid they end up just finishing the job right then and there. But there are so many layers to this where, you know, I have not been someone that has blamed the pitching, right? Because to me, I've been saying I can't blame the pitching when the offense is what it is, but Jose Budo actually stinks. Like, he genuinely blows, and it's not like the Mets had a choice, because at some point, even if they didn't use Budo there, they would have had to use him at some point in this baseball game. But just Jose Budo stinks, and that did not help. Max Kranick was throwing strikes like he usually does when he came into the game, but it was definitely making it a little bit easier for the Dodgers there. And then on top of that, again, it really does mostly fall on the offense. I don't want that to get lost in the context here, where I'm not blaming the pitching, but I didn't like Budo's outing, and I haven't liked a lot of his outings this year. So there's a common theme here. And the lineup, yet again, interesting to say the least. So when they dropped the lineup, because this has felt like a long day, to the point where it might have been 12 hours ago that they dropped. Actually, not 12, 10 hours ago. Yeah, I'll say 10 hours ago they dropped the lineup, and it featured Mark Vientos in the two hole. And I was like, thank, thank you. I can't talk right now. I am dead tired. Thank you. Mark Vientos in the two holes, what I've wanted. Is what a lot of Met fans have wanted. Finally, we're seeing it. And then we get the lineup updated around, I would say, 5, 6 o'clock, where all of a sudden, not the case. And Marte slotted to the two hole. Brett Beatty moves over to third base. Luis Angel Cunha goes over to second base. Thankfully, it was precautionary why Vientos did not play. But at the same time, if it's precautionary, why did we not see him maybe pinch hit once tonight, just to ensure you get the win? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy there. Either way, let's talk about this game, which was once again just chaotic, because this is going to be the longest recap, I think, ever, in terms of just breaking down inning by inning the ball game. So in the first inning, you had a walk from Mookie Betts, but he ends up getting picked off at first base as Griffin Canning gets through that inning. In the bottom of the first inning, Lindor would walk, Marte flies out, and then Juan Soto. We got the first Soto shuffle in that at bat, and I thought he looked locked in that at bat, but he hit into a double play, which shows me more of the same from him. And there's a lot to talk about with Juan Soto yet again, because when is there not? Because we can't just have a day where, when I'm talking about Juan Soto, it's good stuff. Unfortunately, it's just been bad stuff all season long. The top of the second inning, though, Brandon Nimmo makes a great grab out in left field, which, more on him later, to rob Will Smith of what probably was more extra base hits than a home run. I don't know if that one was leaving the yard, but either way, robs him there. Teoscar Hernandez grounds out. Muncy walks. Pages flies out to end the inning. The Mets go down in order in the bottom of the second inning. In the third inning, Michael Conforto hits a single. Tommy Edman hits into a pop out. Ohtani walks. And then this was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And we saw two of the weirdest sacrifice flies I think we will ever see in Major League Baseball. So Soto and Taylor out in center field collide a little bit. trying to run down the ball and right center field. If you want to be technical of the area, but they bump into each other a little bit, but Tyrone Taylor is able to make the grab with his bare hand as the ball is bobbling in the air. Conforto goes to tag and go over the third base, and they end up throwing it over to second for the double play because that's the right thing to do. You think you got the double play, right? And that would have ended the inning. And how much that would have changed the baseball game. This thing would have ended an hour and a half ago. But nonetheless, I had no idea. I had no clue that you could run once the ball is touched. I had zero clue that was the rule until tonight. I guess I can't argue that it's the rule. Do I think the rule is dumb? Yes, I do think the rule is dumb, and it's not because it affected the team. I just think that the merit of the rule is pretty stupid, to be honest with you, considering we have certain rules on, if it's dropped or dropped on a transfer, whatever it may be. So that's my thought with that. But that's neither here nor there. We entered the rain delay, though, which took forever. And then out of the rain delay, Brandon Nimmo was out of the game. We find out that it was neck discomfort, which I feel like is an annual thing with Brandon Nimmo. Hopefully that's nothing too serious, but man, they could have maybe used him later on in this game. Although, not that Jeff McNeil is bad, but maybe McNeil pinch hits for a different player, which we'll talk about, who was not as good throughout this baseball game. In that inning, though, once we get back, Kranick comes in, walks Freddie Freeman because it was already a 3-1 count, I believe, from Griffin Canning. Then allows a single to Will Smith, which made it 1-0. Teoscar gets a single, which made it 3-0. Muncy flies out. We go to the bottom of the third. Sauer comes in for the Dodgers. Alvarez grounds out, and then Brett Beatty, he hits a home run. I don't know why. I don't know how he keeps doing it, but he did it. And yeah, he ends up getting his 6th home run of the season. Fast forward throughout this game, the bottom of the 4th inning, Marte got a single. And then Soto ends up grounding out. And then here's where the weird sac fly happened as well. So Pete Alonso hits a sacrifice fly. Teoscar clearly gunned him out over at the plate. I have never seen before they call interference on the third baseman for blocking the view of the baseball, but that's what happened there. Apparently, Max Muncy blocked the view of Marte being able to tag there, which is why they ended up allowing that run to count, which crossed the plate there. Again, I had no idea that was the rule, but I guess you learn something new every day. Jose Butto gets the first 2 outs. Why would he get the third one, though? Walks Will Smith, hits Teoscar, allows a single to Muncy, allows a single to Pages. By the end of it, is 5-2. Jose Castillo comes in, strikes out Conforto. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Taylor had a leadoff single, nothing to show for it. A good inning for Castillo. I mean, he put together a lot of good work today. And then Stanek came in. Good work from him as well. The Mets just not getting anything going. Genesis Cabrera with good work. They had a leadoff walk in the 8th inning from Alvarez, but nothing to show for it. In the 9th inning, there was a single from Ohtani, who got gunned out at second base, and no damage there. We go to the bottom of the 9th. I was convinced we were getting teased. So Marte gets a leadoff single. Juan Soto flies out, which he's getting booed now. And you guys know how I feel. I am not a fan of the whole thing. I'm someone that is okay with booing players. I'm not going to sit here and tell people how to fan and tell people how to do it, because truthfully, I've done it. I've done it a lot with the Rangers. I've done it with the Mets before with certain players. But to me, it's just like you're adding more to a guy that's clearly already struggling because of it being mental right now. To me, I don't like it. But again, I am not going to sit here and tell fans how to fan. If you're going to boo, you do you. I just don't agree with it, but that's me. Pete Alonso then walks in, and Jeff McNeil gets a triple, which made it a 5-4 game. So I was like, they're going to come up short, aren't they? But then Tyrone Taylor gets a single to make it 5-5. They chased Tanner Scott out of the game, which every Met fan wanted him in this offseason, including me. And with AJ Minter on the shelf, it would have been nice to have Tanner Scott, although not if he's having these type of outings, which apparently is becoming a thing with them because this, I think, was back-to-back outings where he ended up struggling here. But either way, Alvarez flies out, Beatty with a single, and Luis Angel Acuna. Why are you swinging for the fences? Why are you swinging for the fences? I saw some people saying he should have bunted there. I just need a single, man. I get the argument for the bunt idea because the field's slippery and Freeman was playing so far back. I don't know, though. Like, a bunt's a little bit of a stretch, but don't go up there swinging for the fences. Get a single. And that's the guy I was referring to where maybe Jeff McNeil's in for him at some point, and that would have helped. But I could tell you right now, Acuna is playing his way off of the roster. And once Mauricio's healthy, Acuna is the guy I'm sending down. Acuna is easily the guy I'm sending down. He is not look good at all. He is below league average in pretty much every single way. And it's not even like his base running's helping right now. So I'm sending him down. Edwin Diaz hits Freddie Freeman, walks Will Smith, and I'm thinking, all right, well, here we go, right? This is how it's going to go. Teoscar hits into a force out, but then Muncy hits into a double play, and I'm like, top of the order, please. So Lindor strikes out. Marte gets hit by pitch. Soto grounds out, which prompted him to get booed even louder. And then Pete Alonso flies out to end the inning. The 11th inning, it was Reed Garrett who came in, and Reed Garrett, that man is a dog. That strikeout on Tommy Edman, that sinker they threw off the plate, it made me feel a different type of way. I'm not going to lie to you. And then the bottom of the 11th, how could the Mets respond, right? They don't. Tyrone Taylor got intentionally walk with 2 outs. Beatty walks. And the theme would be the Mets getting the bases loaded a decent amount in extras and just not coming through. And Acuna, another chance, and grounds out. Grounds out. The 12th inning, Reed Garrett once again, another just great inning from him. And then in the bottom of the 12th, Garcia, they end up potentially walking Lindor. Marte with a really good sacrifice bunt. I did not disagree with the decision. I know some people were arguing that on Twitter. I don't have an issue. I think that it was the right call to have him because you want potentially Juan Soto or Luis Torrens to drive the runner in, which I get the argument there that Pete Alonso, they never should have took him out of the game for a Zokar. And I get the argument that you don't sacrifice bunt because you don't want to take the bat away from Soto potentially. But to me, I was fine with Marte bunting there. They intentionally walk Soto, and then Torrens just hits into a double play naturally. And Braziban comes in. I'm not mad at him. He's been overworked. He's been pitching so much lately. Just one day off after pitching as much as he did the other day. He was the last resort. He allowed a double, allowed a single. Then there was the sac fly double play, but it was 7-5 by the end of the inning either way. And in the 13th, the Mets had nothing to show for as that ended the ball game. Both these teams do not have a bullpen at all for tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I guess the most fresh arm for the Mets tomorrow will be Ryan Stanek, who only went 2/3 of an inning. So, I mean, Edwin Diaz should be, for the most part, somewhat fresh as well. Trying to see, where's his pitch count? I mean, Diaz threw 12 pitches, so at least he'll be good to go for tomorrow, I would say. So you do have 2 arms. I mean, even Castillo threw 18 pitches, even though he worked an inning and 2/3. So maybe he's fine to go. There were a couple names there, but either way, what it comes down to is this offense yet again. 2 for 14 with runners that scored position. Are we surprised? No. Eric Chavez's offense, right? Just very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So yeah, let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe. Just annoyed. Feel like I wasted my entire night watching Both my sports teams let me down. If this game accomplished anything, it basically shows every single Met fan why Chavez needs to go. Yep. I again, the lack of production with runners in scoring position, lack of plate approach at times. Thing that sucks too is that Acuna in one of those at bats, it was a 3-0 count, and so annoying. And yes, the new graphics. If any of you are new here, just couldn't tell, I'm a fan of the new graphics. Got these fired up recently. You'll see these for the podcast. You'll see these for everything now. Like these are the new graphics, and I think they're pretty cool. You guys let me know what you think. If you think there's any tweaks that need to be made to it, let me know. But I like them personally. Can't believe I stayed up till 1 a.m. to watch this. What the hell is Chavez doing to our hitters? How do we manage to make it Juan Soto? Yeah, I mean, I don't know anymore. I really don't. And then Alvarez too just does not look the same. Budo is trash. He's easily in DFA territory. And to be honest with you, I really wonder now. So I wonder if the Mets go the route, which it wouldn't surprise me, of sending one of their arms down to get a fresh arm up here for tomorrow. So like a paper transaction. So in terms of the guys that do have options, you have, let's see. I mean, Kodai Senga has options. I mean, you could do a paper transaction there if you wanted to with him. I don't know if they would, but I mean, you could do it because why not? Uh, but Kodai Senga has options. Tyler McGill has an option. He pitched recently, so that's another paper transaction. But that's one option that I don't know if they'd want to use it there. Peterson, he's obviously pitching tomorrow. Garrett has an option. I don't think they are going to use him. Kranick has one option. I doubt they use him. Brazaban's the only other guy who has two options that they could send him down for tomorrow as a paper move. And I mean, you could even send him down for 2 days, to be honest with you, to really let him get rest, just as a paper move there, and let that be. That's the route that I'd imagine they go down, just to get a fresh arm up here. I don't know who's fresh in Syracuse at the moment. I'd have to look at who pitched recently. Nunez would probably be one of the first guys called up, I'd have to imagine, if he hasn't pitched recently. But if he did, then obviously that eliminates him from the equation here, which the friggin' Syracuse Mets have a doubleheader as well. So go figure. Go figure on that one. I mean, Nunez did not pitch though, so Nunez could be an option for tomorrow. I mean, that's a route they probably should go down because he also has two options. It's really more about who the Mets are going to send down as the paper move. I mean, to me, why not just let it be Senga the paper move, right? Like, he's not pitching tomorrow. Why not just send him down on a paper move? I'm really stayed up for this. The top of the order can't deliver twice. Things need to be changed. Yeah, and I really don't know what you could do, especially with some injuries now. Like if Vientos is gonna miss time, if Nimmo might miss time, I have no clue what you do. Yeah, I agree that it was stupid. And then the Dodgers argued it the other way around in extras. Not that it mattered in that scenario, but I get for the principle of it that they wanted to argue that. Fire Chavez. The team has the dumbest baseball IQ. I can't disagree there. I mean, it's just again the lack of situational hitting. At this point, I'm officially worried about Soto. I don't know. I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm worried mostly about the mental aspect, which is why, again, boo him if you want. I just don't see how that's going to help him when he's mentally struggling to begin with. That's just me, though, on that. I can't fault Mendoza too much tonight, to be honest with you. Like, I'm usually the first guy to get on Mendoza, but I can't blame him really tonight. I mean, really, what could he have done differently at any point? Like, the only argument I could see is that maybe they shouldn't have took Pete out in that one spot. I can't really argue any of his other decisions. Like, shit just it was a long baseball game. Shit just hit the fan. Is Acuna even capable of hitting a ball beyond the infield? It feels like not. Yeah, Castillo definitely has been solid lately. They're not. I don't think Montas should rehab for the bullpen. I think if anything, you want him back for the rotation, then you move McGill to the bullpen because I think McGill would be. I think he would be better suited for that role. Or he's going to be part of a six-man rotation either way. So I don't know what they're going to do in that regard yet. Need length from results, man, tomorrow. They do need length from results, man. Done with Budo. He needs to go come the trade deadline. Like, get whatever bullets you have left if they're even effective at all. Forgot it's firework night because I just saw a tweet the Mets are still doing the fireworks for tonight at 1 a.m. after a 13 inning loss. That's stupid. Should have just moved it. Either way, though, but yeah, he's got to go. Get whatever usage you can from him. All right, I'm gonna wrap things up here. It's late at night. I don't have much else to add other than more of the same. More of the same, which is why I'm not even angry anymore. It's just more of spinning in circles, talking about this baseball team. And you hope that they find a way to salvage the series and set up a rubber game on Sunday. Results, men on the mound tomorrow. Go win a game. Go win a game. I'll see you guys in the next one.